In today's world, anxiety has become a constant companion for many. We worry about the future, obsess over the past, and often fret about things that are out of our control. But what if there was a way to break free from this endless cycle of worry and embrace a life of calm and peace? In this video, we'll dive deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism to discover how to stop worrying. The Stoics believed that the key to a tranquil life lies in controlling our mind and emotions. They taught that worry arises not from the events themselves, but from our perceptions of them. If you learn to change your perspective, you can find peace even amidst chaos. Part 1. Understanding the root of anxiety. Worry often stems from our misperception of events, rather than the events themselves. In Stoicism, they teach that it's not the circumstances that disturb us, but our judgments about those circumstances. For example, when we receive criticism at work, our worry may not arise from the criticism itself, but from how we interpret it. We may believe that criticism threatens our reputation or highlights our flaws, and it's these thoughts that create anxiety. The Stoics famously said, "Events are neutral, it's we who give them meaning." Next time you feel anxious about something, ask yourself, is this event truly as significant as I'm making it, or is this just my reaction to it? Suppose you receive a negative comment on social media. Instead of worrying about it, think, this person doesn't know me personally. Why should I be so affected by their opinion? Part 2. Focus on what you can control. A major source of worry is focusing on things we cannot control. The Stoics emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what isn't. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, said, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." Within our power are our own opinions, aims, desires, and in a word, whatever is our own doing. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, you free yourself from worrying about the uncontrollable. Every time you start to worry, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If not, how can I change my reaction to it? Let's say you're worried about the outcome of a job interview. Instead of stressing about the final decision, focus on what's within your control. How you prepared for the interview, how you presented yourself, and how you can improve for the future. Part 3. Practicing mindfulness and presence. Another way to stop worrying is by grounding yourself in the present moment. Stoics believe that the present is all we truly have, and that worrying about the future or dwelling on the past is a waste of energy. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to confine yourself to the present, meaning that the key to inner peace lies in living fully in the now. When you catch yourself worrying about the future, bring your focus back to the present. Engage with what's happening right now and let the future unfold in its own time. If you find yourself worrying about an upcoming deadline, shift your focus to the tasks you can complete today. What can you do right now to move forward? Part 4. Detaching from the outcome. The Stoics taught that we should not be attached to the outcome of our actions. Instead, we should focus on doing our best and let the results take care of themselves. Worrying about how things will turn out only leads to stress and anxiety. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This mindset is incredibly liberating because it allows us to concentrate on the process rather than obsessing over the results. Whenever you start to worry about how something will end, remind yourself that the outcome is beyond your control. Focus on doing your best and trust that things will unfold as they should. Suppose you're working on a big project at work and you're anxious about whether it will succeed or not. Instead of stressing about the final outcome, focus on putting in the best effort today and taking each step forward. Part 5. practicing negative visualization. One of the most powerful Stoic techniques for managing worry is called negative visualization. It may sound counterintuitive, but the Stoics believe that by mentally preparing for the worst, we can reduce our fear and anxiety. By visualizing the worst possible outcome and then accepting it, you are prepared for anything that might happen. This practice helps us realize that we can handle adversity, no matter what comes our way. Spend a few minutes each day imagining the worst-case scenario. Then mentally prepare yourself to accept it. You'll find that once you've confronted your fear, the worry begins to fade away. If you're worried about losing your job, take a moment to imagine what life would be like if that actually happened. What would you do next? How would you cope? Once you realize you could still manage, the anxiety lessens. Part 6. Embracing impermanence. Worry often stems from our desire for stability and permanence in a world that is constantly changing. The Stoics believed that everything in life is fleeting, and by accepting the impermanent nature of things, we can free ourselves from unnecessary worry. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything is ephemeral, both that which remembers and that which is remembered." Understanding that both the good and the bad are temporary can help you let go of anxiety. When you find yourself worrying about something, remind yourself that it too will pass. Change is inevitable, and learning to embrace impermanence can bring a sense of peace. If you're worried about a difficult phase in your life, remind yourself that nothing lasts forever. Even the most challenging situations will eventually come to an end. Part 7. Redefining success. Many people worry because they tie their sense of worth to external achievements and societal definitions of success. The Stoics, however, believe that true success comes from within. It's not about fame, wealth, or recognition, but about living according to your values and maintaining inner virtue. Seneca said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." Redefine your idea of success. Instead of focusing on external markers, concentrate on how well you are living according to your principles. If you feel anxious about not being as successful as others, shift your focus to whether you are acting with integrity and staying true to your values. That's where real success lies. Part 8. The power of present moment. Awareness. One of the biggest causes of worry is our tendency to live either in the past or the future. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. When we dwell on past mistakes or anxiously anticipate future challenges, we rob ourselves of peace in the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present. Don't let your mind go on wandering from what lies ahead to what has gone before. Just stay in the moment." By focusing on the now, we can drastically reduce our worries. Whenever you find your thoughts drifting to the past or the future, bring your focus back to the present. Concentrate on what you can control right now and leave the rest. If you're worrying about an upcoming presentation, instead of stressing over what might happen, focus on preparing for it as best as you can today. Taking action in the present is far more productive than worrying about an uncertain future. Part 9. Learning to trust yourself. A significant source of worry stems from a lack of self-trust. When we doubt our abilities or fear that we won't be able to handle the situation, worry creeps in. The Stoics believed that cultivating self-confidence was key to reducing anxiety. By trusting in your own strength and resilience, you can face challenges without unnecessary worry. Epictetus advised, "He who has confidence in himself stands in no need of others' approval." Start building trust in yourself by taking small steps toward your goals. Each time you successfully handle a situation, your confidence will grow and your worries will decrease. If you're anxious about making a decision, Remind yourself of past situations where you've made good choices. Reflecting on your past successes can help you trust yourself more in the present. Part 10. Letting go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is another major source of worry. Many people worry about making mistakes, fearing that anything less than perfect is a failure. The Stoics, however, understood that perfection is unattainable. Instead of striving for perfection, they encouraged us to strive for excellence. Seneca said, "It is better to progress consistently toward the good than to seek an unattainable perfection." Accepting that mistakes are part of growth allows us to stop worrying about being perfect and focus on continuous improvement. Don't let the pursuit of perfection stop you from taking action. Aim for progress, not perfection, and allow yourself the freedom to make mistakes along the way. If you're anxious about starting a new project because you fear it won't be perfect, remind yourself that no one gets it perfect the first time. Focus on making steady progress and embrace mistakes as opportunities to learn and improve. Conclusion. Embrace worry as a teacher. To conclude, worry, though often seen as a negative emotion, can actually be a great teacher when viewed through a Stoic lens. Instead of letting it control you, use it as an opportunity for self-reflection and growth. Every time you feel worried, ask yourself, is this within my control? What can I do right now? How can I focus on the present and let go of what I can't change? By practicing these Stoic principles, you will find that worry loses its power over you, and you'll gain a greater sense of peace and purpose. Next time you catch yourself worrying, pause and ask yourself how you can apply Stoic wisdom to the situation. Let worry be a signal to practice self-discipline and focus on what you can control. If you're feeling anxious about an upcoming life event, use the opportunity to apply Stoic exercises. Focus on what you can control today and let go of the rest. With time, you'll see how these small practices can bring enormous relief.